Hello, hello. Let's talk about decision fatigue. But before that, I want to show you the skies here at the Vancouver International Airport near one of the Fraser River arms. Not far from here is like maybe in about 3-4 kilometer is Georgia Strait, a big body of water that stretches maybe around about 40 kilometers between the land and the Vancouver Island. A bunch of smaller islands, good fishing, crabbing, water adventure, and of course lots of commercial traffic, including big ocean vessels. But the sky is beautiful. It's like look at that. And I see some colors that are changing slowly. Probably the sky is turning into some sort of a orange, reddish maybe. But yeah, while I'm here, I'll talk about decision fatigue. If you are into chemical treatments, so if you suffer of decision fatigue because someone told you, or maybe you were digging the internet and you think that you have decision fatigue and you saw therapists, you saw psychologists, you saw counselor, you saw bullshit, crap shit, and you got pills, you were talking for hours and hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars went down the drain because those doctors charged you and they ate nice dinners and they pooped down the drain. Okay, so if you are one of those, bye bye. I'm not here for you. I'm going to talk about decision fatigue from the spiritual point of view, and it could be a bunch of bullshit, like a pile of crap from some people's point of view. I'm sharing it, so you want to stick around for about 20 minutes or not, that's up to you. So I'll go in not much of a detail, but I'll touch the spiritual side of this trouble. So what's decision fatigue? It's a fatigue. How it manifests. People are sick and tired making decisions, especially important decisions, and it's very common into the business world, office world, where people are being pushed to their limits to make decisions. And also the housewives have to make decisions, and the workers, but the regular workers and the blind followers are being spared because they don't have to use the brain much. They are being told what to do. So it seems that this decision fatigue problem affects those who decided that they want to be decision makers, right? So God does not really tell you that you have to make decisions. It's your calling. If you decided that you don't want to be a decision maker, someone is going to make decision for you, and you may not like it. So if you want to be in control, if you love to be in control, or maybe you want to be in control because you get more money, or you want a career, or you want to show off, your own reasons, then you take some power and you take charge, and you take the power of those people who decided to give you their power, so they don't want to decide for themselves and you decide for them. But this job is not for everyone. Some people are really good at doing that, are made for that, and other people are being pushed into that. And the bigger problem is with those who are not made to be decision makers, but they take the job because the need of being in control. So that's a big of a problem. So these people already suffer in emotional trouble, and they want to be and feel in control because probably they've been controlled the whole childhood and they don't like it. And also very possible they copied a behavior. So if they've been controlled by their parents, if they are born to be leaders, they don't like that. So they say, no, I want to be in control. I've been controlled my whole childhood. I don't like it. I want to be in control. Now is my time. Other people just copy this behavior, being control freaks or whatever, that need to be and feel in control, copied from their parents, and they become the little leaders, and they practice. They become better at deciding for other people, especially those people who have no power to decide, or they decided that, I don't really care. I rather go be a robot and someone else will do this thing for me. So if you are not a natural leader, right? If you are just like a manager type, you like to do things, projects, but you do that not because you are good as a manager and managing projects and you love to do that, is because you want to be in control. So you take the control of the ship, not because you are a true leader, not because you love to manage things, but it's because you want to be in control. That's a kind of an emotional thing, right? So it might appear there's nothing wrong, but because you're not fit with any of those, you're not fit to be a good manager of people, of projects or something, you're not good of being a people leader, you're already misfit for the job you undertook, right? So every time you are a misfit, you have to add extra energy to make things work. And guess where the energy comes from? Is coming from your vital force, from your life force, for your flame, your body flame that is powering. Oh, this is a KLM here. That's a heavy duty one. 2 engines only. Yeah, 2 engines. So you'll have limited amount of power in your battery, and guess what? If you don't fill it up, back up, if you don't rest, if you don't do things that you love, you just run out of battery. And like any rechargeable battery, it has a lifespan. The more cycles, charge, discharge you have, the sooner you reach that maximum number of cycles, which is very specific to the battery chemistry, but also is kind of unique, depends of the battery manufacturer process, different batch and stuff like that. So you might say that according to your biochemistry, according to how often you charge and discharge your body battery, rechargeable battery, you slowly approach your maximum number of cycles, charge, discharge, when you are about to finish that battery juice or battery capacity, slowly when you are older, you start feeling that at full charge, let's say you ate enough, you had enough sleep, so you recharged, but is not going to last you for the whole day. So that battery is just lasting you half a day of power, and then you need to get another nap. Oh, that's a mosquito. Maybe a Cessna, but it's not a jet. It's just it's so tiny compared. Dual engine, so tiny compared to the big KLM one. So that's kind of an idea. You need to recharge this thing, and I give people analogy with a solar panel and the battery. Solar panel goes to point at the sun. In spiritual world, points at God. It's not God is not like somewhere up in the sky. I'm just trying to give you an analogy to compare. God is everywhere, but still you have to have this sort of a transducer, a system that is converting the energy into an energy that the body can process into the physical world. So from the spiritual energy, which could be love and other type of emotions that makes you feel good, those will replenish your battery source through, let's say, I'm making up this idea of a solar panel, and like I said, you can consider that you have a rechargeable battery inside of your body that is filling up with life force. And sometimes, some days, it's rainy day, you're like sad, upset, so you don't have that spark of life, you don't have that juice, and you can't really connect to God, you can't really love people, you can't do good things, so you cannot recharge from God with loving force of this yes, it's a life force. So in that case is like you feel depressed, you feel down, you feel lacking of energy. I don't know if it makes sense. Yeah, I'll give you another analogy so you kind of make sense of what I'm talking about. You took this leadership role, which is not for you. You just, like I said, you want to be in control. And also, so you have to make lots of decisions, like take kids to school, decide at work, like 20 meetings. You have to make decisions for other people. You have to finish projects. Then you have to decide for your own life. So you're not decided for others, but you have to make decisions for your own life. In my case, I have to decide to complete some old projects, but I don't have the emotional power. So the decision fatigue is also goes hand in hand with emotional power. So in order to have decision power, you have to have life force. You cannot you cannot make a decision if you are too tired, if you don't feel like. So feeling like comes from the same battery, same source. So if you're tired all the times, if you cannot love people, loving people also, it's from the life force and comes from that spark of life. If you don't have that battery or power into your battery, you cannot find energy to love people, and you cannot find energy to make time for people. Also, time, it's for sort of information, which in our world is energy, but people call it time in that sense. So we were taught what time is. I had another video regarding time and space. And I probably said that while I do healings, remote, healings from the distance, the energy healing works because we are not separated by space. Are you still around? Are you still around? No, you are not separated. So if you are, let's say, in Hungary, you are still here. You are still here. How come? How come? Should I go into explaining how this thing works, how the reality is made up by this creator or creators that give you the impression that you live into a huge world, right? Which is a beautiful world. It's a very virtual world, but it's beautiful when compared to not having a body, living just like a soul of energy. Yeah, it's a really beautiful experience to live this three-dimensional world where you have impression or you feel that there is time and space. Now, in regards to making time for things, people say, "Oh, I can't find time, so I'm behind with." My documents, like in my case, I'm way behind with some important documents to be done, or I cannot make time for my kids, I cannot make time to do my homework, I cannot make time to do my other things, or I don't have time to finish my stuff. So procrastination, it's a classic example when people keep saying, I cannot find time to finish my projects, or to start this job search, or to start looking for a boyfriend, or whatever important things you have in your life. You keep procrastinating because you are saying, I cannot find time. But actually, you don't have energy, you don't have that vitality that gives you energy power, because your energy source is depleted. Okay, you're running out of juice, so you need to go put your two fingers into the power outlet and get a buzz, and then see, oh yeah, actually that works. It works. When I'm driving, sometimes I'm driving long distance, and I'm so tired, like it's so boring, it's nothing. Guess what? Something sudden changed in my car, or some stupid stuff. So, or I may see some stupid driver cutting me off or doing some stuff. The body, the mind finds a spark of energy, like at the attention. Look at the sky. And now suddenly I'm fully awake, because the brain found power and energy to process a sudden change, because it's important for me, for my survival. Or let's say the bear, you are walking sleepy on the road, and the bear comes, and the brain will find that energy, will steal it from somewhere else, but will make you fully aware. So you get some redistribution of your life force into something that's related to your survival. Or if you are a woman, and if you are looking to mate some guy, you are, let's say, 20 years old woman, ready for a new adventure, new life adventure. It's such a good sky, I love it. Even you're tired, but at that time you should be full of energy. But let's say if you're tired or whatever, you have this decision fatigue, when it's about mating, because it's survival, it's a primary survival need for the human species, your brain will reallocate some energy, and it will make you be very open and in a full search mode, and be totally awake, so you can find that mate. So that's kind of the idea. So decision fatigue, where the energy comes from, go. So it comes from God, but who steals your energy? So one thing is a poor energy management, right? Poor allocation of these resources, the life force. And another thing, you could be under a demonic attack. So spiritual attacks are very common, and it happens a lot to sinners or people who are not really connecting to God, or having hope in God, or having any type of spiritual connection to God. And so those people are are prone to be under spiritual attacks, demonic forces that are trying to suck some of that life force. So demonic spirits are entities that are lacking of love, so there are no love in those spirits. That's why they do only bad stuff. They do destroy because they lack of love. They are totally opposite to God, who is full of God. But these forces um, are trying to steal some of that love, because love is energy. So they are opposite to love. Those emotions, hateful emotions. So people who hate a lot, who don't like what they do, they consume themselves doing stuff, like use too much energy in making things work. Those people run out of energy, and they attract these entities as well. Talk to you later. Decision fatigue was here.